and that's just for safety precautions. Oh. This also comes from wood further south from us. It also has been dyed with the deep red color, which is the more sacred color. It's got some additional painting that was put on to add to the appearance. So if they had created this in my area, it would be more of a ceremonial usage. It wouldn't be used for every day, because we wouldn't put common items, the additional markings with the paint, and because they have a feature here that's definitely an animal that has more of appearance from south. So this could have even come in from other places, because it looks to be almost like a turtle, but it has a tail, so that's interesting. The shape appears real turtle-like. So I'm thinking this came from further south, because we don't have those animals in our area, and may have been traded from other areas to bring to the Arctic. There was an effort to create a groove on this handle, and that's interesting in itself. There was a lot of skillmanship, because they made it all in one piece, and they were conscious of the way that they designed it, so that the firmer part of the wood was used for the handle, but the outer part of the wood was carved in to make the spoon. And you can tell with the cracks and the wear and tear from other usages back here that you can see the various tool marks that they used to create this. There is some wear, so you can tell it's been used. It's got some smooth areas where you would hold it. And you can't see a lot of evidence of being used for actual food, so maybe only water, maybe only for a visual usage, not so much for specific. So it might have been in a house where it was a cultural leader, someone who had status in the community and could have something on display, versus many of the houses, everything would be used. So this person had the luxury of having more than enough. And I would ask you to make sure these cards get put into the right bag. I have to.
Question here?
Yes.
Would you say that in your culture there's a distinction between an artist and a craftsman, or is that like one and the same?
Yes, there are definitely people who are very skilled in various artistic techniques. One of my elders, Kenneth Tuvok, he really could capture people in his carvings, and he would create lifelike stances in his carving. He had a lot of expertise with his ability, trained himself, but also he worked with various scientists. And so but we all learn about the muscles and the tendons and things like that. And he really incorporated, you could tell, movement with his pieces. Like he had a whole set for Eskimo dancing, people with drums, some of the women dancing. He had another one that he had done with another set related to fishing. He had people fishing with we will put a hook on a stick and do it right under the water, or we'll use fish nets, and he had both of them in his carvings. There are people who will create specific items, like one of my nephews does ulus and spear tips. And That's the only thing he makes. And so there are people like that that specify their tool making on certain items for community needs. But then there's others that really take that specification to make artistic items, and they usually it's because of their work with the animals. When we're harvesting and hunting them, you learn different observations, and so they will create their artistic things with certain features of what they value of that animal while they're hunting. There were efforts where some did rapid, crudely made ones. You'll see some that have very little artistic design, but that was also in our period of transition. Our traditional religions versus the religions of others coming to make us take on their religious beliefs. So there's a variety of different things that can be incorporated into that process.